This is Coastal Bend History.
Last week, we spoke with Mr. Robert Parks, a beloved educator and local historian whose passion for Corpus Christi runs deep. For more than 2 decades, he taught advanced placement history at Carroll High School, shaping young minds with a love for the past. Inspired by renowned Corpus Christi photographer Doc McGregor, Parks has captured more than 100,000 images of the city, preserving moments of growth, change, and loss. His storytelling found a home on the Facebook group called We Grew Up in Corpus Christi, where his short articles quickly gained a devoted following. But then in March 2023, Parks took his mission to a wider audience, partnering with KRIS 6 to launch the Coastal Bend History segment, bringing local history to life for the entire community. Where do you think, I think we were talking about this in the room there, where did this love of history, not only the love of history, which you obviously have, but the foresight to hold on to all of it, where did that come from?
I wish I knew. I think I was unusual in that regard way back in elementary school, because I would do, what kid takes a picture of a building and saves it?
Few.
I honestly don't know. I was so fascinated with history, and my parents, we went on lots of trips.
Yeah.
I had a sister who was married to a Navy pilot, and so they were stationed, here, and then San Diego, and then New Jersey. They were all over the place, and wherever they were, we would go visit.
Sure.
So, you're seeing the country and all these famous places, and that was just me. I loved all of that.
Yeah. But you preserved all of it. That's what's amazing to me.
That is weird. I was just a strange kid.
You're like people who collect baseball cards and sporting cards, they hold on to them for such a long time.
I had a great baseball card collection. You wouldn't even believe it. And my mother put it out in a storage shed out back.
Oh, boy.
I didn't even think about it till I thought about it. And I said, where are my cards? And she said, in that building out there. I go out. The roof had been leaking forever. The cards were ruined.
Yeah. So now,
well,
how did you and this man and Scotty Thomas, how did you all of a sudden say, hey, we got this idea?
Well, I guess you called me, Shane called me, and he threw out the idea of it, and I thought it was brilliant. I had been doing these stories for We Grew Up in Corpus Christi, a website.
Oh, okay.
And it was so well received, by people who grew up in Corpus themselves, but they didn't pay attention like I did. And, they were fascinated with all the local history and the fact that I had photos to go along with it. And so I thought, well, this is, when Shane came to me, I said, this is brilliant. Thousands of people will now see this. And it's worked brilliantly. As I get compliments all the time.
And you should.
From people that, but it's mainly about the segment.
Well, again, it's Shane and Scotty who put it together. For me, it was so fascinating to finally put the story behind the name or the location, or
that's
one of the original ones was something about the gates or something of a house on Ocean Drive, or the brass gates or something to that effect.
The fence that's older than the Constitution. Yeah. It's the oldest thing in Corpus as far as I know, and but a bunch of it's gone. You know that.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't take very good care of it. But there are things like that, and all over the place that people see and wonder where that came from, why it's named the way it is.
Yes.
And then so many things. Corpus is bad about destroying things, demolishing things. So you got a lot of people who they'll see a story on a restaurant that doesn't exist anymore. I know I did a story. I mean, one day I was driving down Leopard, and there's Old Mexico restaurant, which I adored, and took a photo of it. You know, that was probably in the early 80s. Well, I did a little bitty story on it, and people went crazy. You know, it was apparently other people's favorite, but it had been demolished, didn't exist anymore. So it's
some of the places that, especially downtown, up and down, I guess that'd be Chaparral, and Shane would say, "Yeah, meet me over here. This is what this story is about." And then it comes, you know, that's history. That's Corpus Christi history. How downtown was developed.
Sure.
And what's behind the names of the buildings and some of the streets.
I know.
And you've got that all up here.
Well, it is now.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't call it an obsession because I very much enjoy doing it. But it's, I mean, places that I've known all my life, and I knew a whole lot of stuff about those places just because I was interested. But, you know, when I began doing the stories on it and actually researching and going deeper into it, it became that much more fascinating, you know, to know the background of it.
NAS, the history there, CCAD. I think we've done something on the Lex, right?
Well, we did a 4-parter on the Lex.
Yeah, and then the old courthouse.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, being able to walk in there, you know, I've only lived in town 18 years, but I always told people they've got this big eyesore sitting right there. It's amazing. They don't either destroy it and get rid of the evidence.
And you know, I was going into the building within a year or two after they abandoned it. Because there was so much history there.
Yes.
I mean, I had, you know, been in the courtrooms, and I got my marriage license there, birth certificate records. I mean, I was in there all the time, and I couldn't imagine them just abandoning the place. So I was actually going into the building and taking photos, and way back when it was still decent. And I'll never forget, it was sometime in the 80s, and I went in, and I could hear noise, and I knew there were others in the building, which was a little frightening. But I kept going through. We're here in the middle of this gorgeous courtroom. They built a fire on the floor. You know, these were homeless people. And I thought, this is not good. And did not take long before the graffiti showed up, and they began deliberately destroying things.
But it's so ornate in there. I'm thinking, you know, I mean, easy for me to say, you throw a couple $1 million in there and you've got like a 5-star hotel if you want. But I mean, they had to do something with that.
Well, gosh, 20 or 30, 25 years ago, it was very feasible still. But now, I'm afraid it's gone.
Let me ask you this. I mean, as someone who has been around and seen additions and subtractions, why is it so hard? Why do you think it's so hard for this place, and I say Corpus Christi, not the outline, but so much Corpus Christi, to grow? You go to the valley, I've told the story to many people, you go to the valley, it looks like everything's brand new. You come up here, it's like the land that time forgot.
I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. You know, people want to blame the city council or the county commissioners. Well, we've turned over those people many times, and we've had very progressive mayors at times. So it's not them, you know. It's just not. But I haven't figured out, you know, is that people don't want to invest here, but why? I mean, when I've traveled Europe many times. So I've seen a lot of different cities, especially coastal cities. And there is no place as gorgeous as Corpus. You know, when I come back here and see the bayfront, there's no place on earth I've ever seen with a bayfront like that, you know, with the seawall and steps and this gorgeous marina. I mean, it's beautiful, you know. So I haven't figured it out. I don't know why. We should be booming. Now, I think the big bridge is going to make a major difference.
Do you? Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I mean, the big ships are going to come, probably cruise ships. It's absolutely spectacular looking. I mean, you can go out to NAS and easily see that new bridge from there. So maybe that's going to make a difference. Maybe we don't advertise ourselves enough. I don't know. I know that people who come here, once they've seen it, they're amazed. I think there's potential.
I agree with you. I think there's tremendous potential here. Why they don't take advantage?
Personally, I mean, I loved Corpus back in the 60s when we only had 150,000 people. It's astounding how many people there are here now. And, you know, trying to get from this part of Corpus to the other side of SPID now is challenging. So,
what a thrill that must be for you to drive around and, well, that started here and these are the people responsible for this. I mean, that's you're enlightening us, but you've got all of that in your head.
Yeah, it is kind of annoying sometimes. Because I look at something and I know exactly when it went up and who put it up and all of that. Yeah.
And some of those families that you mentioned in the stories that were responsible for these different pieces of Corpus Christi history, are any of their descendants still around? Do we still have families?
You know, yeah, I mean, every time I do a story and someone will say, oh yeah, that was my granddad. And they're so appreciative of the story being done, you know, because nobody knows about it. I mean, Corpus was blessed with some pioneers that really made a difference. You know, the McGloins and who was the guy that owned the Grande Saloon, Ben Grande Saloon. And then we had a man named Hinojosa that I'm trying to do a story on, who was kind of the first Hispanic lawman in Corpus. You know, they were extremely famous 100 years ago, and now nobody even knows about it. You know, and it's a shame. It's a shame.
Any of them ever call you when they see their segments on?
Oh, yeah.
Do they really?
Oh, they do. And they'd say, how do you know about that? And I'd say, well, I've got a friend who has a friend who knew everything about it. And I mean, I ask questions.
Sure.
If I bump into somebody and recognize the name, I don't hesitate to ask questions because they've got the info. So I used to spend hours in the local history room back in the days before computers and all of that.
Right.
I mean, hours going through microfilm, and so annoying. And you couldn't make copies of it. So you had to write everything down. It was very tedious. So when all the digital stuff came out, oh my gosh, blessing.
Yes.
And you know, when I was taking photos, like back in the 60s, oh Lord, I mean, I had a paper route and a brand new Mustang to pay for. So I had enough money to buy maybe 1 or 2 rolls of film a month. If I'd have had a digital camera then, well, who knows what I would have had today.
The rest is history. Yeah.
But,
well, I can't thank you enough for what you've done for us. From meeting this man and Scotty, and then for allowing me to be a part of that group.
Well, listen, you have the ideal crew, I think, because everybody seems to be interested in it, and that's what it's got to be to make it work.
I can't tell you how many people that are. I always tell Shane and Scotty as well. when we first started airing them, how many people at my church, hey, we like that. And I'm not talking older folks, I'm talking some of the younger folks
That's
in there.
who we need to get to.
You know?
Yeah.
Join us for a journey through time as we showcase the pioneers, places, and traditions that make the Coastal Bend special.
Watch Coastal Bend History tonight at 6 on KRIS 6 News.